Will our country survive? No truckers, no imports? Wait till you guys see just how bad it is. Truckers are quitting and selling everything. Our U.S. import demand is falling off a cliff. Today I have some important information for you all that will affect everybody.
But we've got this new development, and it's a dangerous one. There's a growing number of truck drivers now quitting because soaring gas prices are wiping out their paycheck. They're talking $1,000 fill-ups at one time. We're already, at the gas pump, we're already 80,000 truckers short. More than 70% of freight is transported by truck drivers. This is pretty dangerous stuff.
I have to admit to you, I never thought that it was going to be this straightforward a challenge before. I was raised in a household when the price of gasoline rose precipitously. It was the discussion at the table. It made a difference when food prices went up. But we've never seen anything like Putin's tax on both food and gas.
Welcome back to all the subs. Much of this report comes from tips from the subs. We have a great community that helps out the community. If you're not part of our community and you'd like to be part of our community, hit the notification bell so that you can stay up to date with important news, alerts, and with weekly emergency preparedness skill videos. Let's jump into this one. Will our country survive? Will it survive the increasing crumble? It's like not only are we going to lose our truckers because our truckers can't stand up to this, but the demand of imports is plummeting for a couple reasons. And one reason is China has jacked up the prices, not thousands, but tens of thousands of dollars. So our imports are bringing in nearly nothing compared to what they're used to. And at the end of this video, I got some advice for everyone. Let me share this new report from FreightWaves. Headline states, is it plunge or continued strength? Well, they're leaning in the way of plunge. On Wednesday, Henry Byers, head of the Ocean Intelligence for FreightWaves, wrote, U.S. import demand is falling off a cliff, end quote, citing a FreightWaves sonar index showing a sharp decline in the bookings for U.S. imports over the recent weeks. Well, now, could this be because all of our inflation is driving prices up so bad that people aren't spending as much money? Or they're spending all of their money on groceries and gas? So who's buying all the extras? There's not a big demand for it. People are simply just not spending the extra money because they can't afford it. And even if they could, the truckers can't afford to pick up all of these extra jobs because the jobs aren't paying enough to cover the fuel costs.
But if you're an entrepreneur, a self-made truck driver working, you're paying almost $2,000, $2,200 a week, up almost $900, and you're in the spot market for fuel. You don't have a hedge or any sophisticated support. Yeah. That's what's killing them.
So as it works, things get shipped with other things. And when things aren't getting shipped, how do you think it's going to affect our shelves? Is it going to mean empty shelves or even more empty shelves? What do you think is going to happen from this? Do you think we're going to see empty shelves on the important stuff? I can tell you what, it wouldn't be so bad if we would produce our own things. If we wouldn't have got caught up in all of this export-import stuff, we could be better off if we were making our own things. Some people reference the Great Depression. Well, the difference between now and then is they made a lot of their own stuff. A lot of the stuff came from America then. Not as much now. How much stuff do you guys think that we get from overseas? How much has our leaders put us in the hands of other countries? Well, let's see what Biden has to say today.
There are nine major ocean line shipping companies that ship from Asia to the United States. 9. They form 3 consortia. These companies have raised their prices by as much as 1,000%. So everything coming from Asia, they get 90-some% of it, the stuff coming from Asia. They've raised it by 1,000%.
And now with the truckers can't stay in business. They're walking away from their businesses. They're quitting their job. They're selling their trucks. So many reports from truck drivers that are saying that it's not possible to stay in business. A job pays X amount to truck something to a warehouse, to a store, and he puts his time in and he puts his diesel money in. At the end of the job, there's no profit. So many of these truckers are waiting around for jobs that pay more, and they're just not out there. So what's going to happen with that? Nationwide companies are more able to negotiate with customer contracts to have those upward adjustments to the fuel increase, which is going to most likely take out all the independent or smaller trucking companies. But realistically, as the fuel prices increase, the whole industry is going to crumble and struggle. As some of you know, the brand new CPI report came out today, and what it is a measurement by percentage of where we're at with inflation. And personally, I think it's a bunch of garbage. Did you know that the inflation of our fuel, oil, and other fuels are up over 161%? And that's what we're feeling. And here's the scandalous part about the CPI report. The stuff that matters to us, the stuff that affects us, like housing, like food, like gas prices, the percentage given to those items in the weight of the CPI report has nothing to do with what we feel with real life inflation. For example, you want to know how much weight they give fuel in the CPI report? 0.24%. 0.24% is the weight of fuel in the CPI report. Does it feel like spending hundreds and thousands of dollars extra a year? Does it feel like it affects you 0.24% in your life? And like I said, that's the percentages they give to things that actually really matter to us. Is all smoke screens. It's not the stuff that we're feeling. We're feeling food prices. We're feeling fuel costs. We're feeling rent or mortgages, percentages of loans. It's so that the real inflation that us Americans feel is all covered up by the rug. We are in big trouble as a nation. Before I give you my biggest helpful advice for this, don't forget to leave a comment down below. Let me know, especially if you're a trucker, what's going on with the trucking world in your eyes. What are your gas prices? What's affecting you guys? What's hurting you the most when it comes to this inflation? I spend at least a couple hours a day reading through your guys' comments. And also, before I get to my advice, let's hear what Biden had to say about our crisis today.
With the infrastructure bill. Working with the service providers, we cut the price and raise the speed, potentially lowering high-speed internet bills on average for average family $30 a month. Okay, well, $30 a month for your gas, but that still increases the money out of pocket, decrease the amount you have to put out. The point is, we're doing everything in our power to lower cost of families.
So I'm not sure if that helps with the encouragement or not, but my advice is, if you haven't started prepping, start prepping now. We've got lots of videos that help you with skills and what to stock up on. I can almost guarantee you the prices of fuel are gonna keep going up. The prices of groceries are gonna keep going up. And hopefully not other catastrophic things that we have to deal with, but it could happen. It is paramount to start prepping now. Start somewhere, do what you can. You don't have to buy the most expensive food preparation gear out there. You just need to be doing something. As long as you're making steps forward, one step ahead than where you were yesterday, you're moving forward. And that's what you need to be doing. Again, if you're new here, hit the notification bell if you guys want to stay up to date. We got a lot more great stuff coming. We'll see you guys on the next one.